Hello. And welcome to the Chelsea on the telly with Jonathan Kydd, Levy, and Andy Saunders, all big Chelsea fans, and I'm Phil Daniels. So what we're going to start talking about today then, boys?
The couch.
The couch?
The couch.
I haven't quite worked out the convention yet as to whether I'm supposed to look in the camera and then address you for an answer, or whether I just address camera if you know.
Well, you always address me as the best policy.
This is Chairman Phil. Chairman Phil, you must address.
If I'm at a slightly jaunty angle then?
That's it.
That's jaunt.
We should talk about Napoli, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, look at him steaming in
It'll
there.
depress me.
Well, you know.
It'll depress me.
Well, do we get depressed or do we go, it's a great reality check?
It was hilariously bad.
It was awful. I mean,
What do you
they
mean
were
a
awful.
Excuse me, what do you mean reality check? It's been shit like this for most of the season. Why do I have to suffer? What reality are we talking about here? What do you mean?
Actually, we haven't had a reality in Italy this season.
Oh, what you mean? Well, we knew that they'd go there and be terrible and be beaten like that. We knew it. It was inevitable.
But Napoli were just as bad.
Well, they were even worse. That's what's so awful about it.
They played three at the back, all of whom were over 30.
Yeah, they were.
And it was awful.
It's
they're quite good going forward.
awful.
I mean, I quite like.
Well, they got that front three who were
good. I don't think Hamsik had a particularly good game.
No, he was in and out.
Merrilith, for goodness sake, all that constant giving the ball away.
Mary Lee?
Yeah, well, I would never know how to
Maybe
pronounce
that should be his new name,
What
Mary Lee.
Mary Lee's.
Merrilith, whatever his name is.
What did we think of the team selection and the shenanigans that went on?
Well, I don't know if there was too... I think we've got to be really careful at the moment. There seems to be an awful lot of press interfering with everything and saying there's this problem, there's problems with Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole had been injured, hadn't he, a couple of weeks before, so he probably wasn't fit. What I would disagree with is the fact that we've got a decent young left-back in Ryan Bertrand who's on the bench.
Not good enough.
Do you think?
No,
What, you think Basingwa...
Well, I don't think so.
You think
I thought he was very
Basingwa
poor.
I think he's an Ashley Cole clone.
Very, very poor.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so at all. No comparison. Even Cole not playing very well, which he is.
Only
at the moment,
to
he's
look
not.
at, I'm talking
Oh,
about.
we're talking about
I agree. I
aesthetically.
agree
I'm
with
so
you. I
sorry.
don't think he's all that.
I'm so sorry. Well, in terms of good
I don't
looks,
think
he
he's
should
all
be in the
that.
team every week. So should Hullet,
What are
mind
you
you.
basing him not being very good on?
Because he loses confidence, and he did that. He started doing that stock fullback thing of I'm not very sure what I'm doing, of getting the ball, looking up, and passing back to the goalkeeper. Now, to me, that is a sign that you're not confident going forward. Well, then what you're giving me my argument. He's a kid. He's not playing very well. Why would we pick him ahead of Cole?
Anyway, 3-1. It's a good result.
I don't think he was fit.
I don't think he was fit, and then we played Basingwa.
If that's the case, I would agree with you.
Basingwa.
If that's the case, but I felt that that was according to the press that I heard, according to a statement on Radio 5, he dropped them all because three of them had vociferously objected to the way he was running things.
Yeah, but this is what the press are forcing on us, all these ridiculous
that's true
stories.
or not, but it seemed to make sense to me. They're suddenly all reinstated. I think wrongly. I just think he played a better tactic against... who did we play at the weekend? Against Bolton. He played tactically better for
But
them.
is he not a bit of a plonker in his team selections, this manager, AVB?
I thought the Napoli
He looks to
selection
be.
was very unbalanced and very...
Well, he didn't appear, they didn't appear to have a holding midfield play. Well, he sussed it for the next game against Bolton by actually playing Essien in front of the back four, so that the mad boy Lewis, who's actually
Can I just say something
to go
here,
onto
Jonathan,
the left wing. Yeah,
please?
Okay, yeah.
That Essien you can't always... I think it might be... I can't have a go at AVV for not playing Essien because he doesn't look fit, does he? He's come back and he doesn't look quite right.
He doesn't as much run as stagger now.
Yeah.
He doesn't look quite
Well,
right.
he's really bulked out. He's another one of those players
who
they've actually got working on that upper body strength, really bulking him out to try and make him survive
I thought he looked good in the first half. I thought he faded.
He faded,
Yeah,
but he keeps
he's
fading.
not
though,
fit.
doesn't he?
He's not fit.
He's been off for a long time.
I think tactically he got it right, though, in playing him in that position, because it does allow Lewis to go onto the left wing and score the first goal.
I've always said that Michael Essien is a soldier. You know, he's not the most intelligent footballers in the sense that I don't think he's got a natural kind of football brain in the sense that you could just say go out there and play. I think you've got to give him a very specific role. I've always said you've got to give him a very specific role, and he'll do it brilliantly. And his role in that game against Bolton was hold, fit into the back four when they go forward, and just play in that area. And he was brilliant. And he's always done that very well.
It worked better for the shape of that team.
Any manager that gives Essien a free-ish role in midfield is making a mistake.
Now, used not to be the case. I think under Mourinho, that was the way he played.
No, I think Mourinho gave him a very specific role.
Do you think? I thought he seemed to turn up on the left and right wings.
No, I think he gave him a very specific role.
Can I just go back to the initial question from Phil, which was, is AVB a plonker and playing people in the wrong positions? I think you look at that side, it's riddled with people who are in the wrong positions. You know, Bosingwa turning up at left back occasionally. You've got Luis.
Right back is in the wrong position.
Well, exactly. Ivanovic is a right back because there is.
Sorry, Jonathan thinks it's appropriate to eat a banana at this point.
It's nothing specifically. It's just a fancy bit of energy.
So we'll just carry on for a second.
It's a very footballer half-time thing to do.
Yeah, but we haven't even reached half-time yet, have we? But I think, we're playing people out of position in the fact that Ivanovic isn't really a right back, but he's being turned into one half the time. You've got Luis, who obviously is the central defender.
Sorry.
Hold on, you're eating your banana.
Ivanovic won best right back of the year 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, but I don't know why. He's not the best right back. He's all right, but he's not. No, he's not an excellent right back.
He is.
He's a much better central defender.
Let Ceri make his point.
Yeah, you have your banana.
I'll eat my banana.
It might keep you quiet for a
will.
minute. I think Luis is out of position. I don't think he's a defender. I think Sturridge is not a winger. I think he should be played through the middle because at the moment, honestly, so what if Drogba scored a goal? I think he and Torres are just finished for me.
Yes.
And I think Mata is wasted. Yeah, he is, but he's wasted out there.
Yeah.
He should be put central. Let him and Luis be the two creative players. In the side. Yeah, let Luis be mad. Yeah, but that's what. Yeah, but if you move him out of defence, he's got a chance to let his
play him in
madness.
midfield. But for God's sake, with centre half, what is going on?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You think he's been better in the last couple of games?
Yeah, he has.
It's still mad.
I think
the first goal. What's he doing on the left wing? For fuck's sake! Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I used the.
But yeah,
it's always
C word.
Kydd.
F word. Yeah.
The C word, the F word.
it's always going to be tricky in the big games when he's playing centre half, isn't it? Because he's got the Beckenbauer look about him, but not quite the.
He's
doesn't
wonderfully
quite work,
skilled,
does it?
wonderfully, but
that's why he needs to go into midfield, doesn't he?
I think he's an obvious holding midfield player.
Libero.
Yeah, I think he is, and Beckenbauer I think is a good.
Or like Hullet,
example.
actually.
Or Hullet, yeah.
What he was doing at times against Bolton on Saturday
reminded me of Hullet as well.
But I think he's getting there, Luis. I do think he's getting there. I mean, I can't pick too many. Obviously he was at fault for one of the Napoli goals where he got too tight again. He didn't stand him up, But I think he's definitely shown signs of improvement.
That's also learning how the game is, isn't it? Really, Don't forget he's young.
Well, he's under a manager that's not really got a clue.
Well,
You're quite down on AVB, aren't you?
Well, I've not been a great fan of his from the start, really, and
I don't think. I just think.
I'm hoping. It's a bit like the Shevchenko and Torres situation. Now, I'm hoping that the bloke's going to come good. I think he's not.
Go. Please.
No, I think that's really short-termist, and they're not his players. The players I think are as much to blame as AVB. AVB isn't giving the ball away. AVB isn't making stupid, childish mistakes. AVB isn't failing to put the ball in the net.
Well, why is AVB standing on the sideline a whole game, screaming and shouting at his team to do things? Why doesn't he just shut up?
And then they don't do them.
I actually agree with Andy, because I think that the Porto team that he had were nowhere near as good, but he got them playing the way he wanted. And I think he's found it very difficult to get this team to play the way that he wants them to play.
I think there's too many.
A Premiership side to play.
I think he's got too many
not
big
of his own
egos
making anyway.
coming to the end of their careers,
I agree with you.
who are finding it very difficult to make the transition from starting players to squad players. I think Lampard, Drogba, Cole, Ceri, Malouda. I mean, there's a lot of them in there that have had a starring role for Chelsea through the glory years since 2005.
Well, if you look
are
back
finding
to
it very
2005,
difficult to accept.
there were 7
finding
of
it
them.
very difficult to accept that
But
they're
we
no
all know that.
longer
You can see
automatic
that.
choices.
You can see
Now that's
that,
going to be
but-
poisonous for a dressing room.
But he's not playing them, is he? So why aren't they? Nobody seems to know what they're doing.
He played them all against Bolton, and he played a very specific. It was a different pattern that he played. But luckily, Bolton were absolutely terrible. But the first half was a repeat of how it's been. When he plays those players, which is Frank gives the ball away too much and is not the player he was. The Drog just seems to posture a lot, and
he spends more time giving team talks and things than he does
going for the
actually
ball.
putting effort on the pitch.
It's the fact that both he and Torres are beaten to the ball nearly every time by the centre half or the full back, regardless of the level. Even the 2 Birmingham players had no problem dealing with.
I'll give ABB one thing, that if you come to a club and they say we've got Torres as a centre forward, you're expecting whatever league you're in for him to give you 15, to 20 goals a season.
Of course.
And he's done absolutely nothing.
22 games without a goal now.
He never attacks the box, does he? Never attacks
He's
the
often on the
6-yard
wing.
box.
I mean, that's the
He
thing.
does his best work on the wing.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Look,
That's
going back to my point, the problem is with AVB. Number one, you can't keep changing the manager. You can't keep one in, one out.
No.
You know, we've always accepted this is a transitional
These
season.
players have got rid of a lot of managers.
Judge him after the summer if he's given a budget to go out and buy some players that are his that will play for him. And, you know, and we'll see what happens. Because I don't think it's going to make any sense judging him on
We'll
a
have
team.
the Hulk there.
Oh, yes, I was going to say, as long as he doesn't raid Porto. Did you watch them during the
Oh,
week?
they were just so poor.
They were a bit poor.
I mean, they put the poor in Porto, didn't they?
Well, therefore, he must have done something to them.
I quite like Matinho. I think
So
he's
we
a
are the Chelsea.
bit
We are the
lightweight, I
Chelsea.
think.
Can I do some of this?
Yeah, go on then.
We are the Chelsea, Chelsea Playback Media. Where previous games was Napoli, Birmingham, Bolton, upcoming WBA. West Bromwich Albion, is
West
that?
Bromwich Albion.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they? Peter Odewingie.
Yeah, but
Should have bought him.
Yeah.
There's plenty of players we should have bought. You think of all the players who are doing well at clubs that we were linked with for years. You know, people like Aguero we were linked with, you know.
Aguero's a marvellous player.
Well, he's great.
Henderson and Carroll.
Oh, this is in your worst footballers of the
Savic.
season. Do you want to
Savic.
do the team? Come on then. What's your worst 11 so far of the season?
Oh, well, that's Savic's in it, isn't it? From
Savic,
Man City?
yeah,
the Man City.
Mertesacker.
Mertesacker.
Well, Swinger's got to be in the back four.
Oh,
Yeah.
a shadow.
And what's his name? Shotton.
Oh, yeah, Shotton.
Completely
He's
Shotton.
awful, yeah.
And I suppose
It was up
Torres
front for
and
you?
Carroll up front.
Torres and Carroll up front.
Without a doubt.
With
To be fair to
Kalou
Carroll,
on the sort of
No,
wing.
no, no, we're not
I
going to
don't
be friends,
think- I
Carroll.
don't
No. Sorry,
Stop,
not
Carroll.
Stop.
I don't think Carroll's a problem, actually, because he plays occasionally quite well for
No,
them.
he's awful.
Oh,
No.
come
Played
on.
very well for them against us in the league.
Somebody
Cup.
described him as running around on the pitch yesterday like an injured horse.
That's about right. I mean, he is. I mean, oh, no, can't see why they would have bought him other than they got an awful lot of money from us.
David Luiz sort of nearly got in that team
But he does
but
things-
I couldn't.
You love him.
Because nobody loves him more than me.
Apart from me.
Well, yeah, yeah. You're loving. It's kind of waned a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting back there now, though.
Well-
I'm not down on David Luiz as much as I used to be. I think he's got the potential to be a brilliant, brilliant player.
Yeah, he is. He
Give
could
him time.
become a
My
legend.
daughter wanted to marry him, but now
it's
she
a
wants to marry
transitional
Mata.
season. You know,
Well,
get
Mata's
over
lovely,
it. It's
isn't
not
he?
going to be a season where everything's going to work.
You keep every week, I think. Perhaps they'll have practiced a bit more, and he'll practice with whoever's with him. I think Cahill has suffered accordingly because he doesn't know where to go. He looks like a rabbit in the
Clean
headlights,
sheet on
Cahill.
Saturday.
He looked better on
I know
Saturday.
he looked a bit better, but he was still a number of times.
Clean sheet and he scored a goal. God, what has he got to do? You know.
No, he's talking about
Cahill.
Cahill.
Okay, and I thought Cahill was good.
yeah.
I thought Cahill played well.
I think
what
Cahill
he's got to
looks
do
all right.
is not find himself on the left wing in the corner. As centre halves don't normally go there. And I'm not saying we should say, oh yes, but it's a good
He
thing
might
for a
bump
centre half
into
to go
Torres,
there.
mightn't he?
That's where you'll
Torres
always
came
find
back when the
Torres.
centre half.
Did you celebrate the goal madly?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did.
Because I was inside, still
No,
finished
he's in
having a
some
wee.
corporate, and he's in some corporate box.
I'm a
isn't
prawn
he?
sandwich man. I'm happy
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
there.
you were
I'm
meant
not
to
in a
get
box.
me up there.
I'm not in a box. You can come. You want to come to the Stoke game?
Yeah.
You can be my guest.
Yeah, all right then.
Yeah, here we are.
He offers you some cracking games, doesn't he?
I love Stoke.
Well, that's the only one I've got. It's the next one. You see, I don't own the seat outright.
Where do you
all
go?
season.
Canaletto's?
And no, it's Aussies actually.
Oh.
You see, don't sneer.
Sorry,
Excuse me,
well-
I've sat in that seat for over 25 years.
I've
It's
sneered
built.
for
It's
most
been
of them.
hospitality built around me.
Look, this week, Ian Chapman, Craig Harley, Dan Telfer, Daniel Carrick, amongst many others, have started to follow us on Twitter. Thanks very much.
Craig
for that.
Harley related to John Harley, do you think?
John Harley.
John Harley.
Why not join them? Follow us on Twitter at
Should've known I
Chelsea
did that.
Podcast. That's the bits done.
Grant, no,
What's the bits
we've got
done?
to give our Twitter addresses.
Yeah, go on.
Email us your views to Chelsea at
Well, go on, go and do your plug.
Well,
playbackmedia.co.uk.
Andy's got to do his as well.
What do you first?
Well, I'm at Jonathan Kydd.
Yeah, you can do it.
JONATHANKYDD.
Flagrant
I'm going to
self-publicising.
swear.
Yes,
I am
yes,
going
yes,
to swear in a
yes.
minute.
I'm going to
I
swear
swore
in
I
a minute.
wouldn't.
Oh, I'm Mr. A. Saunders. You can follow me on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, just.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you.
What do you work on?
Did you enjoy the game on Saturday? I loved the game on Saturday. I thought it was great.
Well, I quite like
but
this
I
sort
kept
of-
tempering it with it's only Bolton, but you can only play what's in front of you. can't
Exactly.
you?
I thought we were poor
I
in the
thought
first
I
half.
thought the
Yeah,
midfield.
we were poor in the
I
first
thought the
half.
midfield looked really balanced, though. I thought it was great. I thought Lampard Essien.
It was amazing. That
Looked
first
really well.
goal went in, the confidence that suddenly surged
I
through
think
the team.
they were
But the people
infused by the
booing at the end of the
confidence.
first half, what's that about? It's ludicrous.
Well, you know, that's...
We never looked in doubt. We always
I've
looked like
never
we were
booed
going to
our side.
score.
They're
I
very
thought it was
strange
fine.
at Chelsea. Torres got an ovation coming on, didn't he?
Yeah, that's very strange.
Yeah.
Odd.
I never understand
Do
that.
you reckon he's got his own speakers?
Boo the team at half time and then cheer Torres when he comes on. It doesn't make sense to me.
No, that doesn't make sense. No.
No, but it's an odd place half the time.
So
There's very strange people
Are
in
we
there.
going to beat Birmingham and knock Napoli out?
If we play as well as we played on Saturday, we'll beat Birmingham easily. However, it still doesn't matter how well we play. I think that if Napoli score a goal, that's the end of that.
Well, that's not for a couple of weeks, so we're not even discussing that.
We're going. I'm
yet.
going to. But you're going to Birmingham, aren't you, Jonathan?
I am.
Yeah, we're going to go to Birmingham,
You're
and
meeting them
I think that it's going to be a good game for us. I mean, although they're quite strong at home, they've had a good season,
absolutely.
There's a
Birmingham.
good chance of winning that cup, isn't there? now?
Yeah.
Yeah, again.
Really?
You know,
Do you know what I want? I want to get Spurs in the semis and knock them out in the semis. That's what I want to do.
Who Spurs got then?
Well, they got someone quite easy, haven't they?
I don't know.
Bolton.
Yeah, probably something like that.
I don't care.
I don't know.
And what about West Brom coming up? That's
See, I think that's a really, you know, I mean, I wonder
of
if we're
good
staying
results.
up in the Midlands for the weekend.
a couple of good
I
results.
presume we will be, won't we?
Well, what used to happen last season was like we play teams like that. They look good, and they play well, but we'd always beat them. This season,
Well, they made. I
they
went.
beat
I
us.
We're
don't
not
they?
grinding it out, are we?
I went to Baggydom last year, and they. The goalkeeper was Foster, wasn't it? He made. Was it Foster? No. What was his name?
No,
No, the other
it's,
ones.
Fabianski.
Scott Carson.
Scott Carson made 2 dreadful errors, and that was the end of that. So, so it was difficult to say. Their heads completely.
He's got on playing though, isn't he, old Roy Hodgson?
He's a very good manager, excellent manager. Not dealing with it. He doesn't deal with ego very well. I think though. Liverpool was.
Well, he's got,
too far from-
you know, he's a bit like, you know, he's another one of these Harry Redknaps, you know, they all sing his praises, and when push comes to shove, it just falls apart for him, doesn't it? You know, I mean, you just look at Tottenham yesterday. Is that really the future England manager?
As we must-
Because tactically inept. You know, what are you
Don't
doing?
you like Harry then?
He's only won 1 cup.
No, I don't. I don't understand why everyone loves
he's a
him.
media darling.
Because he's a
Just
sort
because
of-
he got out with a tax dodge.
It's the sort of Brian Clough thing, isn't it? It's that sort of the people's manager, isn't it?
I
'Cause
don't mind him. I think he's
all right.
I don't. You know, I don't
I'm just
mind
being
him.
contrary, just to see what you say.
I don't think
mind
he's the
him.
people's manager. I think he's the media's manager.
I don't think he's a people's manager.
No, I don't think so particularly. Like, when he says, oh yeah, Harry, we'll have him.
We
in."
all like Harry because he puts his money under the floorboard. I never said that.
In a brown paper bag.
Allegedly. But, no, I mean, I think there's something, you know, that we're so desperate after Capello to find someone English who might do something with the national side.
McLaren?
Can I say something here?
Yeah.
I don't care for England. I don't care for them after the abuse they've meted out to Lampard and Cole and Terry over the years. I feel alienated from the average England fan. I don't care for them. There, I said it.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, then we're not going to talk about them.
No, let's talk about Chelsea.
Sod England. There you go. You heard
Well,
it here
Cahill
first.
better get good because JT's going to be not playing for quite a long time.
I think he's done rather well ducking out, actually, JT, at the moment.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's absolutely fit as a fiddle.
Yeah, they've deliberately
keeping out the
keeping
way.
out the way for a bit, yeah.
No, I mean, it's a
No, he has.
tricky
A
one,
mate
isn't
of
it?
mine lives in Cobham, and he's seen him hobbling around Waitrose. He said he's even parking in the Invalid Bay.
Listen, I mean, I think if this is going to be one of the future pairings, whether it be Cahill or Louise or Cahill and Ivanovic,
Harry
then
Redknapp sold him that invalid sticker.
why not give him a run in the team anyway? I mean, I'm all for it, to be
Who,
honest.
Cahill?
Yeah, Cahill and Luis and Ivanovic and
He's quite a big lad, isn't he, Cahill? I was really
He always
surprised.
looks very good coming forward.
Yeah,
the
he
big
does.
thing, I always think he's really hungry for the ball at corners. They've just got to get their delivery better.
He
Oh,
talks.
I would say that is something that's driven
Oh,
me
yeah,
mad over
me,
the
and
last
me.
couple
I
of
think
years.
it's the same with
This
most Premier
season.
League
Oh.
sides. You can
What is
really
going
not
on?
hitting the first man. What's the matter
No
with
one
them?
can take a
And even
corner.
this cultured foot here can take corners better than
Although
that.
we did score one at the weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, how many do we have? There was that whole period where we had about 12 corners and we hit the first man.
Mata
just about
seems to
every
be
time.
very poor at taking
Yeah.
calls.
Yeah, he does.
Good at free kicks.
I think his confidence is a little bit gone at the moment, Mata, because I think he's, you know,
He's got a lot on his shoulders.
He has.
He has to carry that whole creative
well, he
role.
has to be
As we
creative
said
from the
before.
wing, and I think that's a really hard position
You
to
need
be creative from.
another player who is as good as Mata. I think would
Well, you need a
unlock.
winger. You need to move him in the centre.
We've talked about that before. You need somebody who isn't Sturridge, because Sturridge isn't a winger.
Well, Sturridge should be playing down the middle for me. He should be our striker. Give him a go, because that goal he scored the other week, the header, that was a classic striker's goal.
He's not a good header, though.
But the trouble with Sturridge is always going to be a trouble with Sturridge. He's going to be one of them guys that don't work very hard.
He likes it on a plate,
he wants it all on a plate.
Or a dribble.
He's not going to really chase.
I'm not liking his body language.
No.
I didn't like his body language when Drogba scored.
Yeah.
You know, he looked a bit kind of,
He looks a bit miffed if it ain't him.
Yeah, I think there is a case of it should have been me.
Doesn't track back. He doesn't. Avey had another go at him on Saturday about getting back.
He
doesn't
put his shift in. And if there's a 50-50 ball, he ain't going near it. It has to be 70-30 in his favour for him to even think about it.
He's looking as disenchanted as the rest of them at the moment. To me.
There's something going on there, big time, isn't there? There is definitely.
Doesn't want to play out on the wide. He doesn't want to play out on the wide. That's what it is.
Well, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. But he's being paid to get on with it.
But you think how many?
Got to get on with it.
Got to get on with it. Be a professional.
But isn't this something that just keeps happening at Chelsea? We always play people out of position, and they all end up going. You look at people like Lassana Diarra, Gallus. He went. Ballack. They've all been played out of position, as opposed to I don't know what it is, but we don't play players where the position they are used to playing in, and it happens time and again. Yeah, exactly. And I think it's a shame. I think we don't get the most out of them.
Who of the current team do you think is playing up to their level that they should be playing?
Mata,
and I think Ivanovic for me as well.
I think Ivanovic has been
and Cech,
tireless.
Cech does pretty well.
Cech, except he can't kick
better. He annoys me.
But generally I think he's
his shot stopping has been back to
excellent, absolutely,
and his cross catching and all that stuff has been very good.
That.
I think. Apart from that, I think everybody's not great, to be honest. I think Ramirez, apart from I thought he had an awful game at Napoli. Apart from that game, I think he's probably my player of the season.
He has
to be
played
honest.
better than
they just got to try and pass.
I think Mata will probably.
Remember that you pass to the people.
I think Mata at the moment is probably the favourite for player of the season. But I think Ramirez has got a shout for it. I think he's been brilliant.
Here we are on the very big couch.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in Seven Dwarfs.
It's Big Cook, Little Cook, isn't it?
Which is which? Who's which? Who's big and who's little? Where's your
Who hasn't turned their phone off?
It's a kiddies.
I haven't.
For those who don't know, Big Cook, Little Cook's kiddies programme.
It's Damon. Phil, we need you.
You're on.
The little one's got a flying spoon. Fantastic.
Yes.
But so I don't know. I think there's very few people that are playing at their true potential.
Yeah.
But
we've got new iPhone, Android and Badder apps if you want to get the Chelsea podcast and all the latest up-to-the-minute Chelsea news on your smartphone. As it happens.
Phil, I haven't got one of those. What are they called again?
And as it happens.
Wow.
No, a Badder.
A Badder.
Have you got one?
Bada boom, bada bing.
You got one?
No.
You got one?
I've got the iPhone app. It's very good.
Have you?
Yeah. Paid £2.99 for it.
Didn't you get it free?
What, for the Chelsea?
Yeah.
God,
It's good though.
Yeah.
Ah,
We're an app.
that's good.
Yeah. Can I ask, does anyone have any idea? I'd like
What
to talk
time
about
it is?
Yeah, what time can we go yet?
It was about 26 minutes, actually. It's good timing.
I was going to say, players that seem to disappear.
I'm not trying to get off with you. Just getting a bit. Yeah.
Anyway, so here we are. Oh, come on in, Andy. Players who players who kind of disappear from sight. We have a lot of them at Chelsea. What has happened with Lukaku?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not even in the Champions League squad.
Yeah.
Now, he was left out the first time, but you can adapt to it. You can change it in January.
I'll take your Lukaku and I'll raise you Romeu. Where's he gone?
Well, he had that bad game against Man U.
Terrible game against Man U.
And he's
that's
dropped
it,
him.
is it? Just
Yeah,
gone?
but that seems to be ABB.
But he seems to be his approach. A man has held up 3 minutes for us, 3 fingers.
What about the best right back at the club?
He could be dyslexic, of course.
Who, what? Ferreira?
Yeah.
Paolo. Oh, I love Paolo.
Can I just say,
I love the way he sort of goes like that.
He'll always come in and do a job. He's always there. He's always ready.
But no one gives him... We're doing crap. We go away abroad, Napoli.
Yeah.
Might need a right back, play Ivanovic left back. He don't even get a look in.
He's not good, though, is he? Let's be frank. He's not as good as he was. He was always... I mean, a bloke...
He got that in.
A bloke shouted out at Wolves.
A load of
he said, that Ferreira's coming on. He said, I think this was last season. He said, he's about 5 out of 10, he said. He used to be 6, but he's 5 now.
Well, that's fair enough.
He said,
and I said, Boss Winger.
He's 3, mate. He's 3 out of 10. And this bloke said, this bloke thinks Ferreira's 3 out of 10. Yeah, 3 out of 10, he said. And then a little scrap ensued. No, he didn't. But that seems to
I
be
like
people's
Ferreira.
approach.
I think he's been a model professional.
He has.
Brilliant. I applaud him every time he comes on.
I'm only bringing
However,
him into where are they now?
However,
Exactly.
I don't want him in my football team.
Me neither.
All right, so I think
very quickly. Just put very quickly. Kalu. This is an interesting aspect.
Oh, we've just got
Actually,
nearly
just
through
got him
a
in here.
programme without
without
mentioning.
mentioning that bizarre piece of. Anyway, he's been offered a new contract.
£80,000 a week.
What does that say? What is going on in the hierarchy at the club there? Who is making these decisions? Because he is. I mean, you know my.
All right, well, I can't even get into Kalu talk. You know, it's just so painful.
So
all
on
of
the
that.
Kalu,
Well, let's just quickly get a prediction for the Birmingham and West Brom games. Scores, Andy, for Birmingham. I actually predicted 3-0 for Bolton this weekend.
I did as well.
Clever us.
Birmingham, I'm going to go for a fairly comfortable 2-0 victory. I don't think they'll score against us. And West Brom, I'm going to go for a tight 1-0.
Okay, Phil?
Birmingham, I think, will win 2-0, and I think West Brom will beat us 2 or 3-1.
So we're losing both of them.
Okay, Jonathan?
I think we'll beat Birmingham on penalties. It'll be 1-1, and we'll lose to West Brom 1-0.
Okay, right, well, that's all cheerful. I reckon
10-0 Birmingham.
I reckon we're going to win 3-1 at Birmingham, because I don't think we'll keep a clean sheet up there, and I reckon we'll win 2-1 at West Brom.
There you go.
Good.
That's it.
Brilliant.
That's it. Good night.
Thank
and,
you.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, been very enjoyable.
This is a Playback Media production. Get all the associated links to this podcast at chelseapodcast.net.